Yay, Jacob. That is Jacob of Jacob's Ladder, actually. There we go. And good morning, everyone. It's so good to see faces here. And I peeked in on the live stream a little while ago, and then it started playing, and it was like I had to turn the volume down because Kevin's already handling everything. Let's give Kevin a big round of applause. Not only for...
Not too many applause, I just had to reset the live stream.
Say that again?
Said not too loud of applause, I just had to reset the live stream.
Let's not applaud too loud. Yes, we gotta applaud. Jump for joy and applaud. Not only does he do this every week for a year and a half, but he's also learning new software so we can get a wider view of the stage. And it's very helpful and I'm very grateful. Our Unity Nugget this morning will be incorporated into the message because we're talking about the obstacle dissolving power of spiritual understanding. So that's going to include something about Moses and something about Yellowstone National Park and bison jams. So I had to say bison traffic jams because I didn't want people to think someone was making jam out of the American bison. Okay, so again, so good to see everybody here. We do have some announcements this morning. We have the graphic on the screen about Come Home into the Mystic. Isn't that an amazing title for a retreat? And that is for our Canoga retreat, which is August 31st to September 3rd up at Canoga. It's within about 150 miles. It's like a 3-hour drive to get up there outside of Hendersonville and not far from Asheville. It's put on by UMass, Unity Ministers of the Mid-Atlantic States, of which I am a part. And we've been doing it at Canoga for many, many years. There is a slight little hint that it's going to be somewhere else next year. So if you've always wanted to go to Canoga for this retreat, please consider doing that. UnityAthens has 3 scholarships available for half of the cost, which makes it very affordable, I believe, for what you get. And Jim Rosemurgy is going to be one of our keynotes, and Karen Taylor Good and her partner Stowe are going to be part of the musicians, including Dale Worley's band and the band from Unity of the Blue Ridge. So we're really excited about that. So consider filling out a scholarship if you're even a little bit interested. They have to be turned in by next Sunday. They're available here today on the back table. And you can also, if you're interested from home, give us a call or an email and we'll get one to you and you can return it by next Sunday. It would be awesome. Book sale is our other big announcement that's still going on in the back room. Tables and tables of books. There's about maybe 200 to 300 books back there. Very reasonably priced at $3 each or 2 for $5. And who knows, it might even be you get a third one free day today. It's just miracles are happening all the time. Can you feel the energy in the air? BB.
They make good Christmas presents.
BB says they make good Christmas presents, indeed, and they make good Halloween presents, and they make good Thanksgiving presents, and they make good Labor Day presents, birthday presents, Happy Sunday presents, what? Valentine's presents. Oh yes, there's all types of books back there. It's a really wonderful collection and selection. So now as we prepare for time of meditation, just a reminder, if you're joining us for the first time from home, find a place where you can be comfortable. Think about your breathing. As I guide us into meditation, we try to let go of any lingering thoughts, but hey, you know what? Thoughts come in. It's part of our brain. So if they do come in while you're meditating, just either acknowledge them and then let them go, or sweep them aside, or know that all is well in divine meditation. We include 2 to 3 minutes of deep silence. Not every place does this, so we like to remind you of that. There'll be no music and no talking during that time here. And that helps us, I believe, feel that connection to spirit even more. And turn off your lights, you might want to light a candle as we just relax and think about our breathing, and Kevin will play some soft music. You might want to ground yourself with Mother Earth. Feel that healing energy rising up. If there's something troubling you today or on your mind, or a worry or a health concern, consider putting that into the divine presence. Allow Spirit to take it from you. Give it up, even if just for a little bit. If there are dear ones that are on your heart or on your mind, we can say this affirmation from Emily Cady, who wrote Lessons in Truth, saying, I am spirit, or you are spirit, or we are spirit. We'll do it with the you. You are spirit. Perfect, holy, harmonious. Nothing can hurt you or make you sick or afraid, because spirit is God, and God cannot be sick or hurt or afraid. You manifest your real self through your body now. And we breathe, we turn within, we let go. We breathe in light. We breathe in energy. We breathe in spiritual understanding, finding new ways to look at old things. Breathe in the knowing that you are divinely made. Spirit walking in this world. Blessed. If the road gets bumpy or feels rocky, you are lifted up. And as you absorb that knowledge of your divinity, of the loving presence of Spirit within you and all about you, you empower yourself to send that love and light out. To any dear ones that are on your mind or on your heart. To people beyond your sphere, beyond the family. Names you may not know, places you may have never been. Hearts that you may have not yet connected with. Sending out love, sending out light, sending out healing and comfort. Strength. You empower others with your light. And we send out light and love to any areas, parts of our country or our world where people are feeling challenged, where conditions are not ideal, where people may be struggling. Feel that light and that warmth, that help flowing out from you. Right now, somewhere, a heart or hearts are being lifted because of you. And again, feel yourself blessed with light and love, strength and endurance. You are capable, you are strong. You are made of God's stuff. And we turn within and go into the deep quiet. To be still, to listen, to be open, and to know. Silence blesses us. And we carry part of that silence with us throughout our day, even in moments of busyness. We can just say, be still, return within, to renew, to re-energize, to release, to accept all that we are, all of our power, all of our abilities. Opening your eyes when you feel you're ready. Perhaps turning down the light. Kevin, I didn't mention this earlier. Would you play a little bit of One Power by Daniel Nahman? Can you do that easily? Okay. I particularly love this song because I think it's just a beautiful reminder. There's one power. It's within us. It's all around us.
There's one power, invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day.
Everywhere, every day.
One power, indescribable,
Can't describe God.
and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you.
Mysterious until you know the truth.
Call it God, call it Spirit,
Mysterious
call
until
it
you know the truth.
Jesus, call it Lord.
All these names of
Call it
God.
Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love.
That love we talked about.
In you and me, one power.
Back and forth.
One power, one power.
Give it out when you're driving in your car, when you're watching the news, when you're passing a hospital.
We speak so many languages,
Across our world.
different clothing, different colors, different names. The different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same.
If you put your hands on your heart, tell yourself how much you love yourself. And if it's not a full bunch, we're sending you a whole bunch so you can feel that full bunch of love and love yourself a whole bunch. Love yourself.
Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of in you and me, one power. Oh,
Thank you, Kevin.
one power, one power.
Charles Fillmore wrote a book called The Atom-Busting Power of Mind. Atom busting? Smashing, busting, smashing. So that's why we're talking about the obstacle smashing. We'll do an obstacle smashing power of spiritual understanding. I'm doing some studying of the Bible because I'm going for some extra credentialing from Unity headquarters. And so I'm reading this wonderful book again by Elizabeth Sand Turner, Let There Be Light, which is her definition of the Old Testament. So I've been reading about Abraham, the patriarchs, Abraham, wow, and Isaac, and Jacob, and the ladder, and going up and down the ladder. Remember, we had a ladder here last Sunday, and the angels were going up and down the ladder. And then at the end of that, which I forgot was in the Daily Word, as Mary was reading, it's like, I'm here. Spirit's here. Spirit's in this place, like that song we sing when Jennifer Farron is here. Elizabeth says this. She's talking about Moses, because there were actually 3 periods of 40 years in Moses' life, and Moses did not write Genesis or Exodus. People did, and it went through the years, and some parts of the Bible, I learned this way back in ministerial school, are coming from a large volume of information called the Q. Okay, and the Q had things in it like creation stories, and stories about kings wanting to kill all the babies, and flood stories, things like that. So there's so many things that come into these Bible stories. And 40 years is 40 years in the desert, 40 days here, 40, celebrate your 40th birthday. It's a powerful, 40 is a powerful number. So the first 40 years of Moses' life, after he was found in the bulrushes in the basket because of the threat of the king, he spent in Egypt. Sort of a celebrated life. He had a great education. He was part of the court, if you want to call it that back then. But the Israelites were enslaved people by the Egyptians, and they were not treated well. And around year 40, Moses noticed that was a Pharaoh or one of the Egyptians was being very cruel to one of the Israelite enslaved people. And Moses, according to the Bible story, killed the Egyptian. And then he had to flee because he was in big trouble. So he went out for the next 40 years as a shepherd. You can think of the shepherd's rod that they carried. And he spent it in meditation. So metaphysically, which is how we look at the Bible, there was this time of learning and education. Then there was this time of quiet and turning within. And then there came the point where God spoke to Moses and said, hey, guess what? You're going to go to Egypt and you're going to free all those people. All right? You ever get messages like that from Spirit? It says, go do this or that, or this is perfect for you, or think about going here or there. And you go like, no, thank you. Mm-mm. And that's pretty much what Moses did. Mm-mm. By the way, I'm afraid they're not going to listen to me. I'm not just going to walk up to Pharaoh and say, okay, it's time for you to let all these enslaved people go. No. He said, besides, I don't speak well. I'm not good. They didn't have Toastmasters back then. He said, I'm not good at speaking. And it's a long thing and I can't do it. And sometimes that's the way obstacles seem to us in our lives. Maybe it's a divine nudge to do something. Maybe it's something you need to do that you know you need to do and you just feel like you can't handle it. Or so many things come in at once that you just cannot find the time to do that which you feel should be done by you. So Elizabeth says this, when Moses was grateful that God willed freedom for his people, he doubted his own ability to rescue them from Egypt. Various obstacles came to mind. He feared that the Israelites would not believe that Jehovah commissioned him. He was slow of speech and felt that he would not be able to convince them, the Israelites, of his divine mission. Moses argued also that Pharaoh would not allow the Hebrew enslaved people, I prefer to say, so I'm going to change that, to leave his land, and he, Moses, was without power to compel the mighty ruler. Moses' objections arose from the human way of viewing matters, as is often the case with us. right? Look at it from the human viewpoint. In prayer, we are inspired as to what we should do. Like we spent that time in meditation, but are sometimes afraid to try. We do not believe we have the power, nor do we think we can get the necessary cooperation from others. And I love this line from Elizabeth Sand-Turner. We should remember that when there is a spiritual prompting to act, this could be something large, it could be something small. When there's a spiritual prompting to act, there's also the spiritual power to do so. Wow. The Lord told Moses to say to the children of Israel, I am, which we teach in metaphysics, the name of God, and when we use that, we connect to that, which is why it's often suggested we be careful about what words we put after I am, like tired or crabby or angry or all those things. I am hath sent me unto you, Jehovah, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, hath sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. And it goes on to talk about Charles Fillmore, who stated that Jehovah of the Old Testament and Christ of the New Testament refer to the spiritual self of humankind. The Spirit of truth, the I am which dwells in us. Therefore, the instruction to Moses was to function from his inner, powerful, spiritual self. I am hath sent me unto you. Wherever we go forth in spirit, others have confidence and will follow. So, there are times when we get these instructions to do things. It could be from spiritual awakening or time in meditation. It could be a nudge. It could be just that passage of life. Or we see an opportunity and we feel like, wow, this is something I'd really like to do. And then these thoughts come in. Elizabeth refers to the Egyptians as these thoughts, the negativity, because we look at the Bible metaphysically. So these thoughts come in and it's like, oh, I can't do this. Or the time seems to run out. Or you have too much on your plate and you figure, how can I possibly get all this done? And we forget. It can be as simple as going into that I am place and centering and perhaps asking Spirit for help. It might not be a plague on the Egyptians, which was one of the things that happened. It might not be being told that your staff, your rod, has kind of magical powers. Like Moses was told that if it's turned down, nothing good will happen, but if it's turned up, a blessing will happen. Well, that can be our words, right? If our words turn down, maybe nothing good, but if our words turn up, our spirit turns up, our thoughts turn up. So think of Moses if you feel challenged in any way. His faith was huge because he did go to Egypt and he did talk to the Pharaoh. And Pharaoh did say no. And then Spirit sent a plague, a bunch of plagues. After each plague, after the first plague, Pharaoh said, okay, stop the plague. I will let the people go until the plague stopped. And he said, well, no, I'm not going to do that. The plague's gone. I'm going to hang on to the people. Another plague came. This happened like 9 times before that incident of the Red Sea that we hear about. I've loved reminding myself of all these things I've read so many times. So when we have that back and forth, the world seems contagious. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Just to come from Spirit and to know. As Emily Cady said, I'm Spirit, perfect, holy, harmonious. Nothing can hurt me or make me sick or afraid. because spirit's God. God cannot be hurt or sick or afraid. Kevin, we have a couple of photos coordinated. If you've heard me over the years at all, I love Yellowstone National Park. I've been there 4 times. I decided to wait this year because it got super crowded when everybody decided to fly again. This is called Bison Jam, a road jam in the park, and the bison have the right of way always, and they're huge. If you've ever seen, we call them American bison rather than buffalo, if you've ever been near one up close, which you should not be, because they will toss you or stampede you, they're huge. They're bigger than a car, little car like that. And you just sit and wait for them to go by. And it happened to me a couple times in the park. And I had a rental car, and this enormous creature is walking by my car, and there's 3 or 4 more that are headed my way, and then they just kind of split, maybe like the Red Sea. I didn't think of that when I was doing this. They just kind of split and go both ways around you. And it's very exciting. Next picture, because you can take photos of them and people scream in their cars. But it's not also exciting when they look like this coming at you. And they're huge. And they have smaller ones. Babies are called red dogs because they have kind of a red coat, reddish coat. You can see the red dogs in this picture. So, what's up with the bison? Because sometimes it feels like that, like everything's coming at us, everything all at once or kind of in a crowd. In that car, you don't have a choice of getting out and running because you're in a herd of buffalo. You can sit there and think about our country, 300 years ago. Buffalo were still on the plains, I believe, back then. How gorgeous that was. You can think about how beautiful it is that we still have places like that in this country, especially in the Yellowstone area, because they're protected. Or you can sit there and be scared to death, which I'll tell you is very easy to do. And you can worry about the rental car and think, did I put enough insurance on this? And you can know by sitting still, you're having an experience that some folks never get to have in their lifetime. And maybe your thoughts feel like buffalo, bison coming at you sometimes. It's just so much. And what are you going to do? And sometimes it might be your worries coming at you. Are they going to split at the last? Am I going to get out of this? Are they going to go on both sides of my car? Are they going to come right at me? Or it might be all the tasks you have to do, all the things in your life you feel that should get done. They're everywhere. Oh my God, and they're so big. And those 2 over there are fighting because the male bison will go into a rut stage at different times, especially during the fall, to make themselves, here's a little insider information you may want to share with somebody. A male bison, to make himself more attractive to females, will find a dusty area and pee in it and then roll in the dust because that attracts the female bison. So he thinks, okay? So anyway, there's all these thoughts coming at us. There's all this stuff in life, and sometimes it is just a matter of being still and knowing that as everything comes at you, it will divide. You might want to raise your shepherd's crook. Put some positive energy, positive words out there. You might want to know that even though it seems like things aren't happening in a positive way, like Moses and the Pharaoh, in the end, the people did get to go free. And yes, they wandered for a few years, like 40, but they did find the promised land. Your promised land might be something you want, might be a new way of living, it might be a way of presenting yourself to the world, it might be a new adventure. May you always know the Spirit's always with you. And if you find yourself in a place that seems scary, be still, say an affirmation like, I am Spirit, perfect, holy, harmonious. Nothing can hurt me or make me sick or afraid, because Spirit is God, and God cannot be sick or hurt or afraid. I manifest my real self through this body now. Let's take that into prayer for a moment. Have you told yourself you love yourself lately? Perhaps say your name followed by, I love you. As we love ourselves, we energize the love we give to others. And we send out blessings. If you're at home, if you're feeling even a little isolated or worried or concerned or fearful, if you feel like life is feeling like a burden, know that you're not alone. Hold our hands up to the camera and just bless you that are viewing at home or in the yard or at work or in your hammock or vacationing somewhere or in the middle of a bison channel. And we say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is. It is time for our sacred exchange. We are so grateful for the support, the gifts, the blessings that have been coming into Unity Athens, especially over this last year and a half. We're so grateful for your continual support, your consistent giving, your tithing, your gifts, however you see fit to do that. We know that all of our abundance comes from Spirit, expressing through you, expressing through other ways also. So we appreciate your love and your light as you give. There are many ways to donate through our website at UnityAthens.com. And Kevin has some things up on the screen. The texting is fun. Checks can be mailed to our P.O. Box at 1662 Athens 30603. But you know what? Most of all, just see yourself abundant, see yourself prospering, and then see us prospering as a spiritual center also. We are so blessed. We are so grateful. We call it a sacred exchange because we know you can't outgive God. I tried it a few times and was surprised because more came in than went out. So we hold our gifts, or the thought of our gifts, over our hearts. We say our sacred exchange affirmation. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am so blessed. Let's say that again. I am so blessed. 3 times is magic. I am so blessed. Thank you, your name for God, and amen, and so it is. This is usually when Jennifer Farron has a song. She'll be back, I believe it's next Sunday. So we are going to say our prayer for protection, and then we'll play I Send My Love. After that, Kevin, please, as we send blessings out to our world. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you, Peggy, for the hand signals. Right now, yes, and so it is. Peggy is our prayer chaplain on duty today, so if you have a prayer request, just go up to her and ask if you can pray with her. Those prayers are powerful. Also remember that Unity has a prayer line that you can call, and they are wonderful to pray with also. Thank you for being with us today. Kevin will start the music. And if you're joining us live streaming for the first time, please let us know or send us an email at unityathens@gmail.com. We'll send you a booklet and a note and letter of appreciation in the mail. And just say hi to someone else if you're online right now too, or send them a heart. Thank you for being with us today. Over the mountains, I sing my love. Over the sea, I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love. Feel that love going out over the mountains, blessing others, blessing our world, blessing our country. Over the sea, sending helpers to the places that I send my love, including the fires into the heavens, floods in Europe. So many places that you send returns to me. I send my joy, over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns. Feel that joy coming back to you. I send my power, spiritual power over the mountains. I send my power, over the sea. I send my power, into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send peace, over the mountains. I send peace. Whenever there is anything that doesn't over the sea, I send peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my power, over the mountains. I send my power, over the sea. I send my power, into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. And it returns to me. And it returns to me. It returns to me. It returns to me. It returns to me. It returns to you. Thank you for being with us this morning.